Here for a while. How you doing? Okay. How about you? Travel? Better things to do.
Shining and it's a pretty day out here.
It's so cold. It almost felt like spring. The last 2 days, really. We've gone straight to ice.
Did you have fog over on your side of town? Fog? Was it foggy there? See, I guess we're close to the lake. I think that's, yeah.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again.
It was
Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? If you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. 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 Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? When we both get older, with broken canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. I will stand real close and say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. If you can, reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place. I know we
Y'all are all over it this morning. Nikki, I thought we retired. What happened? I gotta tell you something. Every now and then you feel the call of spirit. And you wrestle with your angels. You wrestle with your demons. And you try to figure out how to avoid that call. But every now and then, you have the call of Judy Blackwelder. And you just say, yes, ma'am, what time should I be there?
It's true.
Because on many, many, many levels, Judy Blackwelder is my higher power. What would Judy do? Okay, so, good morning and welcome to Unity of Music City. This is a place of authentic transformation. It's the only reason why we keep showing up. Is to transform our lives and to be the people we were put here to be. I got a few quick announcements for you. Let's see here where we start. Friday, November 8th. That's this Friday. Is that this Friday? Is it November? What happened? Friday, November 8th. The Nashville Chooses Peace Energy Wellness Center. We used to call this our Reiki clinic. Remember, it's our Energy Wellness Center this Friday night from 7 to 9. What that means is energy healing practitioners will be available for short sessions on a first come, first served basis, and that's a love offering, I believe. Is it still? Yeah, love offering. Okay. So come on out Friday night, 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock. Then Sunday, November 17th. That is 2 weeks from today, right, Crystal? Yes. 2 weeks from today, November 7th. I'm just going to answer for her. There's a membership meeting right after the service. So those folks who are members, and actually I believe that's one of those situations where everyone can stay, but if there's a vote, only members can vote. But put that on your calendar and stick around to join us for that meeting. Saturday, November 23rd. That is the Saturday before Thanksgiving. There is a Unity Family Dog Walk at Stones River Greenway in Hermitage. So does anybody here even like dogs? I mean, really. I know a few of you put up with your dogs. Now, listen, come on out, see Ann Coverdale for more information. We're going to meet at the Kohl's parking lot. And all you folks who have dogs, you know what they say. If your dog is overweight, you're not getting enough exercise. Right? So come on out and join us for that. Also coming up on Saturday, November 30th. Saturday, November 30th. Dosi Lovero from Sedona, Arizona. Anybody here ever been to Sedona, Arizona? Yeah, of course you have. You're Unity people. You've seen the twisted junipers and gone, I think this is a vortex. But at any rate, Sedona is a fantastic place. And there's a lot of amazing people there. So this woman is from there. She's going to be here Saturday, November 30th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. 5 stages of the soul transformation process. Well, that's why we show up here, is transformation. So that sounds like a good thing to show up for. As described by Michael Murdad in his book, you're not going crazy, you're just waking up. Thank God. I am so flippin' enlightened right now. You have no idea. At any rate, Dosi Lovero, come out and join her Saturday, November 30th. $20, 11 to 1 on that Saturday. Finally, this Saturday is our pantry. It's the big Thanksgiving pantry over at Dodson Chapel United Methodist Church, where we help out with their food pantry. And I have been told there is a sign-up sheet in the foyer. You can see Sherry for more details. You can just, after church, if you want more details, just holler really loudly and somebody will show up and help you. But hey, after you retire, you'll say anything, I tell you. But at any rate, there's a sign-up sheet. Please come on out and join us. I think we should sing again. I think I should stop talking, Judy. Stand up and sing with us. This is a little echo. You can sing with me, or you can sing with them. It's your choice.
Family.
had gone up one more key change on that, you were going to have to do the musical equivalent of feeding 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Whew. I thank you very much. But actually, I think Nikki needed it back there. But I've got a few more quick announcements for you. Lunch Bunch, 11:30 on Wednesdays, The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. If you've got time during the day, come on out and join those folks. And then Wednesday evening class is ongoing, but anybody can join at any time, 7 p.m. It runs through December 18th, Breathing Underwater by Richard Rohr, taking a new look at the 12 steps. It's facilitated by Reverend D. and Matt Eggleston, and I'll tell you, the classes I've been able to attend have been incredibly powerful. You want to get out and join those if you can. Finally, I want to make a quick announcement. Those folks who come for A Course in Miracles, they meet at 9 a.m. on Sunday mornings. They tried to move downstairs. They're moving back upstairs. So that's what I was told to tell you. So the thing that changed is now the way it used to be. All right, Pete?
Get used to change, people. Good morning, everyone. I am so happy to see so many beautiful, beautiful faces out there. Would the other prayer chaplains please raise your hand or stand or do something to indicate who you are? These lovely chaplains are here to pray with you after the service if you would like prayer, or any time. Thank you. November, here we are, a time of harvest and Thanksgiving. And as we journey through this season, we will be sharing readings from Psalms for Praying, An Invitation to Wholeness by Nancy Merrill. The affirmation: I am thankful for my friendship with the divine. Together, I am thankful for my friendship with the divine. And today's reading is from Psalm 51, 10 through 19. Create in me a clean heart, O gracious one, and put a new and right spirit within me. Enfold me in the arms of love, and fill me with your Holy Spirit. Restore in me the joy of your saving grace, and encourage me with a new spirit. Then I will share with others your ways, and prisoners of fear will be released. Deliver me from the addictions of society, O healer of souls. Keep me from temptation, that I may tell of the restorative practices of justice and mercy. O gracious one, open my lips and let my mouth sing forth your essence. For you do not want sacrifice, you delight in my friendship with you. I am thankful for my friendship with you, the divine. There is one thing I ask, blessed, O compassionate friend. Melt our hearts of stone. Break through the fear that leads us to darkness. Let all nations turn from war and encourage one another as good neighbors. Guide our steps toward the way of peace.
And so I asked, as you prepare to go into silence and meditation, to just exhale. Just let go of anything that you might have brought in here that is anything other than love and peace. Then as you allow your breath to come in, just allow it to come in and flow through your body effortlessly. I am thankful for my friendship with the divine. And so I just check my mind. Do I know that I can be friends with the divine? What does that look like in my life? What would it feel like to know that I was friends with the divine energy that created everything that we can see? And so in this now moment, I exhale one more time, and as I exhale, I drop those 18 inches to my heart. Because whether or not my mind knows, My heart feels that relationship with the divine. And so I put my focus on my heart, and I allow it to expand. Create in me, O divinity, a clean heart. Renew your spirit within me now. And in this now moment, I am thankful. In the silence. In the silence. There is one thing we ask. Melt our hearts. Break through any of the fears that we may have. Let all nations turn from war. And may we encourage one another through love and peace as good neighbors. Guide our steps toward the way of peace. Show us your ways, O blessed friend.
I want to love you, Lord.
to change guitars because I didn't.
Two guitarists walked into a bar. And somebody immediately set up a tip jar. That's-
Okay, I'm done.
I got the call today I didn't want to hear, but I knew that it would come. An old true friend of ours was talking on the phone. She said you found someone. And I thought of all the bad luck and the struggles we went through, and how I lost me and you lost you. One of these voices outside love's open door makes us throw off our contentment and beg for something more. I'm learning to live without you now, but I miss you sometimes. The more I know, the less I understand all the things I thought I knew. I'm learning again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak, and my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore. These times are so uncertain. There's a yearning undefined and people filled with rage. And we all need a little tenderness. How can love survive in such a graceless age? All the trust and self-assurance that lead to happiness, they're the very things we kill, I guess. Pride and competition cannot fill these empty arms, and the work I put between us, you know it doesn't keep me warm. I'm learning to live without you now, but I miss you sometimes. And the more I know, the less I understand all the things I thought I figured out. I have to learn again. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but everything changes, and my friends seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore. There are people in your life who've come and gone. They let you down. You know they've hurt your pride. You better put it all behind you, 'cause life goes on. You keep carrying that anger, it'll eat you up inside. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, but my will gets weak, and my thoughts seem to scatter, but I think it's about forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter, because the flesh will get weak and the ashes will scatter. Forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore. Forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if you don't love me anymore. Forgiveness, forgiveness. Even if.
tell, some of you know that song. Should I ask where you were the first time you ever heard that song? Should I ask what it brings up to you? Yeah. Yeah. Because it's not necessarily the easiest song to hear, is it? And as we matriculate through this service today, we'll understand more about why that song is so important. But I think right now, just what's going on out in our world. And when I hear from someone, which I hear from just about weekly, one of my best friends or one of my family members just unfriended me on Facebook, and I don't know how to deal with that. Celebrate political stuff. Things that are going on out in the world that people are going, I can't talk to you ever again. Because I don't like who you are and I don't like what you stand for. Interesting. Interesting. I've been trying to get down to the heart of the matter. What you're going to find at the end of November, that the heart of the matter is about being grateful for everything. Years and years ago, when I first became the minister of this church, I had an affirmation that I made people do almost every Sunday. I am grateful for the chance to experience this. Say that with me. Now think about some of the worst things you've ever had to experience. Just breathe into that. Don't say no thank you, just go there. And then go, I am grateful for the chance to experience this. Say that with me. I'm grateful for the chance to experience this. Because what we teach in Unity and New Thought is that everything happens for a reason. But I know, because I've lived this life, this Unity life for 30 plus years, that sometimes some of those things come along and I'm not grateful. And sometimes it takes me years to be grateful. Ask some of my oldest and dearest friends. They've drugged me through the muck and the mire with them. We've tried to be grateful for stuff. And so it starts with this. We talked about this on Wednesday night, 2 Wednesday nights in a row in our Wednesday night class. We've talked about it during Wednesday at Lunch Bunch. It's very interesting that, I don't know if you've ever seen this quote, but it's one of my favorite quotes about forgiveness. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the hill that has crushed it. Because you've heard me say before, when people say, well, you made me mad. I'm like, no. I even used to fuss with my sons about that. I can't make you mad. Only you can decide to be mad. If you squeeze an orange, what comes out? Orange juice. If you squeeze you, what comes out? It's not about the squeezing. It's about what's in there to begin with that starts shooting out sideways. That's probably the biggest lesson I've had to learn in my life. That it's not about the person or the situation, it's about what's inside of me. And then, only then, can I be thankful for that experience because they helped me get a little bit more of that nasty, skanky stuff out. And they showed up to help me do it. Yay them. I'm sure they may not think yay me, because what came out was probably not pretty. So this last week, those of you who were here on Sunday, Scott Stabile spoke about forgiveness. That's huge when you have to forgive somebody that shoots and kills both of your parents when you're 14 years old. There are many people in our world that can't do that. But he talked about his journey and how he got there. And again, we've been talking about it on Wednesday night, and we've been talking about it during Wednesday in the middle of the day. And so we are in a process of saying that we are a community of transformation. Some of you are glad that you signed up to be a part of this. Some of you are going, I don't know if I want to transform. But what is transformation? So I would ask you, those of you that walked in this morning and saw that the sanctuary was different, and you do not like change at all, how that affected you. So I want you to talk to somebody for just a moment beside you about how you deal with change when you're not the one that did it. You know what I mean? There's a difference if you do it. Judy and I came in here and moved all these chairs around. We did this. But you're the one that had to deal with it. So talk about that.
I'm just trying to see what works. Somebody just said, like, okay, this is different, but what works? How is it? Really just seeing the things I don't like different and trying to think about it. What is it that works? Different that works. Generally, yeah, it's kind of like, okay. Depends on what the change is. I always try to find opportunity and stuff like that. Depends on the change. You know, it's good to be specific. You know, well, this happened, but generally try to find whatever the opportunity is because the change is there. Yeah. Exactly. And you can get excited about it. I wonder if I'm trying to do exactly. Just accept it and then turn it into a way that works for you. I'm a big fan of the phrase "at least." Whenever something happens to me, at least it's not.
So is it easier to change when you do it yourself or when somebody else does it? Really? Are you sure? How many of you, if it's changing a baby's diaper, that's even a question. How many of you have ever had to create a change and it was uncomfortable for you? Yeah. So either or can be difficult. So here's what Dorothy saw. Remember? She looked out in her world and she saw a lot of gray. A lot of stuff she didn't like. And she was like, what am I going to do about that? So she dreamed about it. We do that in our own worlds. We dream about what we could do that might be different to create some shifts in what we see around us. And then if you remember, she connected with her guides. Glenda the Good Witch was one of them. Some of us got to experience a medical intuitive that was here yesterday. It was amazing. If you missed it, it was totally amazing. And she kept saying to those of us that were here yesterday for that class, you need to begin to know who your guides are. If you don't know, you better find out. We all have angels, we all have animals, we all have some sort of guides that are there to help us through knowing what to do next. But some of us forget about that. How many of you, when you're going through something and you're not sure whether to take the next step or not, which is Dorothy's issue, do you call on your guides? How many of you do that? Some of you do. When we remember. And how many of us pull out a spreadsheet and look at all the pros and cons, and get up in our heads and go, okay, here we go. Yes. Bless her for me dragging her around all these years. None of that really mattered, I hate to tell you. So when you hear that there is a path for you, there is a path for you that is yours. It's not your husbands or wives. It's not your friends. It's not anybody. It's yours. Then what do you do? What most of us do is go to life coaches, counselors. Somebody, please, dear God, tell me what to do. Instead of talking to our guides. Now hear me, I'm a life coach and a counselor, and I'm running myself out of a job here, but the deal is, if I am totally connected to Spirit, I get my answers. Immediately. Remember the Sunday we talked about your gut and your head and your heart? I can promise you that all three need to be connected before you take the next step. You all heard me tell a story about getting married to a man that I should not have married. That was a horrible 5 years of abuse. And my gut told me, don't do it. My head said do it, my heart said do it, my gut said no, and I did it anyway. And it was probably the most miserable 5 years I ever lived on the planet. Do you pay attention to all three of those when you're moving forward? Because they all three give you a message all the time. So last week we talked about the head. If I only had a brain. Most of us feel that way in the Western society. I've got to have a brain. I've got to figure it out. I've got to know what next step to make. And it's got to make logical sense to me. And it's got to be financially savvy. And it's got to have more pros than cons. Even if my gut says no, and my head says yes, I will override that sometimes. Because I've put it on paper and it makes sense. Anybody in here ever put it on paper and it made sense and then you did it and it was probably not real lovely?
Yes.
Splat. So today we are at the Tin Man. If I only had a heart. And if you remember in the story, he was very rusty and couldn't move. When we don't use our heart center to make decisions, we get old and rusty and we cannot move. Everybody take a deep breath and exhale that all. Because we've been taught in Western society to only use this. And some of us get old and rusty and can't move forward because we've never dropped 18 inches to our heart space and made a decision. So, you're getting ready to watch a little video about the Tin Man.
Did that hurt?
No, it feels wonderful. I've held that axe up for ages.
Goodness. How did you ever get like this?
Well, about a year ago, I was chopping that tree when suddenly it began to rain. And right in the middle of the chop, I rusted solid. Been that way ever since.
Well, you're perfect now.
My neck. Look at my neck. Perfect? Oh, bang on my chest if you think I'm perfect. Go ahead, bang on it. Beautiful. What a nickel. It's empty. The tinsmith forgot to give me a heart.
No heart?
No heart. All hollow. When a man's an empty kettle, he should be on his mettle, and yet I'm torn apart. Just because I'm presuming that I could be kind of human if I only had a heart. I'd be tender, I'd be gentle, and awful sentimental regarding love and art. I'd be friends with the sparrows and the boy who shoots the arrows if I only had a heart. Picture me a balcony, above a voice sings low.
Wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I hear a beat. How sweet just to register emotion, jealousy, devotion, and really feel the part. I could stay young and chipper, and I'd lock it with a zipper if I only had a heart.
Are you all right?
Afraid I'm a little rusty yet.
So, this is your next question to talk to people about. When has my own heart become stiff with age or disuse? Talk to somebody around you.
So, once upon a time, around 22 years ago, I, who had been a church music director, but had pretty much given up on organized religion, and had even stopped playing the piano, I wandered into a practice room at Tennessee School for the Blind, where I had been volunteered to accompany Denise on a Celine Dion song, Reach. Denise was a music minister at Unity Church for Positive Living at that time.
We began rehearsing, and somewhere about midway through the song, our eyes met for a second. And in an instant, our hearts locked into a sacred contract that has brought us to this day.
In these last 20 plus years, we have been a part of numerous community and civic organizations, usually finding ourselves in some leadership role. And in addition to serving this community, we have worked in the MNPS school system in roles that required way more energy and hours than is in a regular workday.
We have become a licensed Unity teacher, an ordained minister, earned an educational specialist degree in child development with focused areas in developmental delays and other impairments, and been certified by the state of Tennessee to facilitate multi-dimensional team meetings that serve the needs of all involved.
We have earned a PhD, served as mentor for new ministers. We have attended and facilitated way too many to count workshops, seminars, committee meetings, conferences, conventions, board meetings, peace circles, community events, and retreats. And we have assisted this spiritual community in moving from Lebanon Road to Donaldson Plaza to Old Hickory Village and here to our present facility.
We have raised 2 boys, while sometimes working 60 to 80 hours a week, and also managing and maintaining 5 pieces of rental property.
We have consoled and cared for aging parents with health issues and lost one parent to Alzheimer's. And all the while, we have found our joy here, giving big pieces of our hearts to this spiritual community that we so love.
It has been our privilege and honor to stand with you and lift you up when you had to say goodbye to loved ones, when you've welcomed new life into your families, and we've said goodbye to your beloved pets, and as you have ended relationships and began new ones, as you left jobs to follow your heart on new adventures, as you celebrated joyous occasions and made life-changing decisions.
We have watched as people came and people left. Some for other communities they felt better suited their needs. Some for reasons we were never quite sure of. And some because mean old Judy and Denise wouldn't let them be on the stage as much as they wanted to be. And through it all, we have known that divine order was at work just as it is today.
We have held the energy of Mama,
Daddy,
Big Sister, Minister,
teacher, director,
counselor,
financial advisor,
psychologist,
landlord, realtor, piano player,
mediator, and yes,
even bouncer.
And we have proudly watched our community become a steadfast beacon of light in this area and all of Nashville. So after much conversation, meditation, and prayer, today we share with you, our friends and our spiritual family, that we have made the decision that it's time for us to begin the next chapter of our lives. As many of you know, we have walked through various life experiences in the last couple of years that have reminded us that no one's tomorrows are guaranteed. Experiences that have reinforced the importance of following our hearts in living life to the fullest possible extent.
We have seen the law of attraction in living color since in the management of my mother's estate, along with a little bit of country girl horse trading, we have acquired a wonderful house on the Tennessee River that we are now blessed to call home. A place where we can delightfully immerse ourselves in the wonders of nature, the river, the trees, the animals, a place of returning to the roots of Mother Earth.
We have loved being your minister and music minister, and we also know that it is time for us to focus on each other and our future together.
Our plan is to decrescendo, I have to throw that musical term in there, from our positions here by remaining full-time until the end of the calendar year, and then in January, February, and March, we still plan to be here for Sunday services. In April, May, and June, we will be here 2 Sundays each month. It's truly our desire to help this spiritual community in moving forward in whatever ways is beneficial to everyone.
And we love you and are grateful for the blessing that Unity of Music City has been and will continue to be in our lives. And now I want to do the minister thing and urge you on something. I have sent many of you that I'm friends with on Facebook an invitation to this. This is a movie that is coming out that is going to shift consciousness on our planet. It's November the 6th. In Nashville, it will be playing at 2 o'clock. It's going to be playing live all around the globe at the same time. So some people are going to be watching it at 9 o'clock at night. Thank the Lord, we can watch it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and not have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I will tell you, if you get online and sign up for it, you can watch it at a different time and don't have to watch it when it's live. Inspirational and uplifting is what this film is about. The shifting of global consciousness. These people are attempting, if you've ever heard the 100th monkey thing, they're attempting to shift consciousness. As of yesterday, there was over 5,000 people already signed up to watch this thing. I want 10,000, 20,000 people because it's about our climate. And it's about Mother Earth, and it's about the land, and it's about the animals, and that if we don't change what we're doing and how we're showing up, we're not going to have a planet to live on. Can you hear that? And if I have never, ever taught anybody anything here, this is the most important. I have a new grandbaby that's 11 months old. He is a delight. I have another one coming by November the 20th. I know she's already a delight because she's doing somersaults in her mama's belly. I want them to be able to have a world that they can live in, not one that they cannot even go out in because can't breathe or can't do anything else. So if you will just pay attention for a minute, I'm going to show you the trailer of this movie.
A Cree Indian prophecy states, when the earth has been ravaged and the animals are dying, a tribe of people from all races, creeds, and colors will put their faith in deeds, not words, to make the land green again. Millions of people are awakening. Many are answering the call, and these rainbow warriors are now spreading a message of unity across the globe. A new heart-based culture is starting to reveal itself. The shift has begun. Our ancestors understood our symbiotic relationship to nature and the elements and foresaw the collapse of an unsustainable world. The voice of the collective is our guide and storyteller, and the world's wisdom keepers share their sacred transmissions.
It is time to remember who you are, why you are here, at this time of the greatest change ever.
The Kundalini of the earth now is emitting the new cycle, the new vibration.
This three-dimensional time is so quickly passing.
It is now up to you. The ones who are awakening, the ones who will help to create the new earth. The ones who will expand their consciousness.
When the power of love overcomes the love of power, the world will know peace.
We have to, as embodied beings, step to the next level of collective consciousness.
The grandmothers now that must be the ones that take these children and hold their hand and walk them over the bridge.
She speaks through the heart. She speaks through our bones and our flesh.
And she cries, I am that I am. You're witnessing the birth of new energy and new consciousness. You're hearing the call of the elders and the indigenous ones to accept your own sovereignty to accept your own independence.
How do you live a divine life and be human at the same time?
Let the mind expand and open.
When they do these ceremonies, they're dreaming a new world.
Continuing to hold the dream and the vision of the new earth that is coming.
As I think and speak and act and intend, so shall it be.
Wow.
We all need to start collectively dreaming in paradise.
And as we dream, we find the visions to dream ourselves into a much more awakened state of being.
It's time to wake up and realize whether you're the dreamer or the dreamed.
Follow your heart.
Know truth. Be truth. So what will you dream tonight? And will you act on it tomorrow? Our future is in your hands.
I could reach the stars, I'd pull one down for you, shine it on my heart, so you could see the truth, that this love I have inside is everything it seems, but for now I find it's only in my dreams that I can change the world. I would be the sunlight in your universe. You would think my love was really something good, baby, if I could change the world.
know you want the chance to show them some love. This does not mean we're not going to take the offering. It's time for the Sacred Walk of Abundance. This is our opportunity every week to give back to the spiritual community that we love so much. And as much as Judy and Denise are the heart of this, we are still a spiritual community always. If you'll take your tithes, gifts, and offering in your hand, this is where we put our offerings and then get an affirmation from the bowl. Say the affirmation with me, please. I live in the midst of infinite abundance. I give freely and fearlessly to life, and life gives back to me.
For those of you who are unaware of what that is, you just want to exhale and then take in a deep breath, and then exhale again. And affirm in your heart that you're choosing peace. Okay. So for those of you who don't know me, I am, among other things, the board president. And this is Matt Eggleston, a trusted advisor, friend, and also head of our security here at Unity. And we're here to give you some information about how we're going to move forward. And it's just one step at a time. I'm going to do this without crying this time. We're going to have a big old party for Denise and Judy next year. Not now, but it's coming, and you are just, there's no words at the moment for that. But Judy and Denise have been setting us up for this for years. And this is our time to walk our spiritual walk as a community and individually. And through their amazing, huge personalities, they have carried us for a very long time. Some of us more than others. And so it's time to get real. And as Deb, where is she?
Yeah.
Deb Moore always says, this is a place of authentic transformation. So here we go. You already know about the membership meeting 2 Sundays from now. Next Sunday, we're going to have a Unity Real Talks. What that is we're going to prompt you with questions right after service. There'll be small groups. So for those of you who are uncomfortable and talking in front of a group, like I am, you'll be in a small group. But we need your input as to where we're going to go now. We have a lot of different choices. We have an incredible executive council with strong people in it. So I'm excited about that. We've already been discussing a whole slew of things. We've met several times, but we need your input. Each one of you has a voice and is important. So please come for service next Sunday, but then right after, we're going to have tickets available for pizza and salad, and Benita and Marcia are going to be at the door taking the $10 and getting your name down, because we're going to need to call that in. So your physical needs will be taken care of. For those of you like me who are gluten sensitive, you're probably going to want to bring your own lunch.
There'll be meat for those people that like meat.
That too, yeah. So, and here's the thing. For some of you already know about their retirement. For some other of you, it's a shock and a surprise. But know that nothing is going to change until the end of this year. Right? They've done it again. They've loved us so fully that they've staggered their retirement. So they'll be here on Sundays through the end of March. We already have ideas for Wednesday classes, so just kind of keep that in mind. We also, for today, have chaplains to pray with you. We have some energy healing practitioners, 4 of us. They'll be in that back corner if you need some energy work. We also have Kathy Benson, who is amazing in her loving kindness and her way about helping to comfort and guide. So there's several of us available today. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to the Executive Council. But just know that your input will be taken next Sunday. Okay? I think that's it.
I am terrible. I'm actually going to move over here only because I want to talk to the people. I don't like having my back to folks. I want to share. I know, right? I don't want to share with everyone. So I was asked this morning to share a couple of thoughts. Having been told that Denise and Judy were leaving a few days ago, Laura and I were given some time to process, and I was asked to share a little bit about that. I am humbled that I was asked. I see so many faces that really started Unity here in this room. And having only been with Unity now for 2 years, I'm humbled that I was asked to speak. For me to stand in front of a group of people and acknowledge that I have known Judy and Denise for many lifetimes is an awakening for myself and a mission that I would never make, but I've known them for a long time. So first, in my 12-step tradition, we kind of share how the experience is going to affect and has affected ourselves. I want to first acknowledge the gift of unity, whether it be our Wednesday lunch bunch meetings, whether it be Voices, and they're bringing the message to communities that don't share in our diversity or in our thoughts, and spreading that through the love of music. Our Wednesday night meetings where we've cried and shared and loved together and been brutally honest at times. And the diversity of our congregation, gay, straight, racial diversity, and others. So I'm expressing gratitude for that. At the same time, I would be intellectually dishonest if I didn't say, at times, Laura and I were angry, we're sad. Many people that come to Unity, myself included, have felt at times, either therapeutically or religiously, that we've been abandoned. And so, if you share in those feelings or thoughts, know that you are not alone, and know that many of us in this room have felt and will continue to feel those feelings. Those are not bad feelings, they're just feelings. Secondly, I want to celebrate my two friends, two women that I love, and what they've done for us and me. I also want to celebrate that it is their time to walk away. Laura and I know, many of you don't know Laura's story, I'll share just a quick second, but she basically was therapeutic to an entire community in the state of Tennessee of lawyers and judges. She worked there for 25 years. She did not know when to retire. So God sent her a message, and it was pretty firm and pretty direct. I'm really happy that Denise and Judy have chosen this time on their own terms and with love. So now what? Well, if you are like me and have been here, again, I've only been here a couple of years, we're now the disciples. The one thing that I continue to think about when I think about unity is one thought, meditate, act. And I would add that the underlying message has been with love. Where do we go? I will tell you that 2 weeks ago when we found this out, Laura took me to a church down the street, and this is no offense if this is what you believe, but there were a bunch of 14-year-old girls in a rock band, and they were holding their hearts and praying to Jesus and asking for forgiveness, and it was foreign to me. I couldn't wait to get back. But we have that choice. Where do we go? And what do we do? If you're like me, when Jesus said, I'm leaving, I'm done, Peter went to the street and said, I'm done, I'm out of here. I don't know those people. That was my first thought. Shit, I gotta be a Catholic again? That's kind of what Peter went through. But Peter went back to his heart. And his heart, my heart, is in unity, and the people, and the diversity, and the messages that are expressed here. We transform our lives authentically. That's what I've learned. We are all here to share with you in your grief and your anger, but we also want to hear your vision of what it means going forward. And so again, lastly, I want to thank the woman I love, one of them, Denise and Judy, for what you've done for me personally, and for what I've seen this community transform. Thank you. Let's give them another round of applause.
So just stand because we're going to bless these tithes and offerings. Living, loving Spirit, we just open our heads and our hearts and our minds. And we know that these tithes and offerings have come from that space of love, not those old rusty hearts, but hearts that are full and open and ready. Living, loving Spirit, help us to remember that every day as we walk this walk together. We are one, and no amount of miles can come between us. As I said to someone earlier, we are not gone and we're still connected. We're only 3 hours away. Living, loving Spirit, be with all of us as we remember this journey, that this is the path of peace. And it's our job to walk it. One divine thought. Pray, meditate, act. And so it is. Amen.
I have no idea what to say, so I think that this is appropriate. Let's say the prayer of protection together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.